So, hello and welcome um, to Total War Warhammer 2. So, the new installment of Total War Warhammer, although
We
I
must
see it
preserve this
more as
world.
an add-on. And I'm doing a campaign, a grand campaign, a Vortex campaign, as it is known. And I will play the Lizardmen, to be exactly as Lord Mazdamundi. Here it says that his initial challenge is easy, and Kroq-Gar has a normal initial challenge, but I think that later on in the mid game and end game you will encounter a way harder campaign with Lord Mazdamundi. I won't do the introduction because I don't think that I need it. So first of all, what do we get with Lord Mazdamundi? We have a diplomat uh, um, penalty with most factions diplomatically, which is kinda hard. I remember from Rome 2 with the Lusitania, you had the same thing. It made it so that many people would declare war on you very fast. The construction cost for star chambers, which I don't know what they do now, we will see, is reduced, which could be nice. The ride cost is reduced, which is quite powerful, and Slan Mage Priest capacity +1. The mage capacity ones were already in the first installment. Some character had them, and I don't think that they are too powerful. So his own thing that he gets only for his personal army is a reduced upkeep of 50%, which is quite high for the Temple Guard. So this is quite powerful because the Temple Guard, as you see here, is the most powerful infantry unit of the Lizardmen. They are halberd, but also shielded, so the only shielded halberd unit. They have armor piercing, bonus versus large. So this is also one of our additional starting units with an Bastillodon with a solar engine. It's quite nice, a siege weapon, does a lot of damage, it's magical and fire damage, so not that bad. So why I said that Kroq-Gar will be the easier one. Kroq-Gar starts in the tip of the Southlands. You would do it on hard. Very hard is the hardest I would ever do, but because I think legendary are artificial um, things that don't make it really harder, only make it like less convenient. So hard is nice, but now again back to the idea that Mazdamundi will have a harder campaign. With Kroq-Gar you start in the Southlands, you have the better faction effect with a reduced upkeep for every unit, you have a reduced upkeep of 50% for all Saurus and Cold One units who are the main bulk of your army. You have armor and leadership bonus for your bestial units, so the Stegodons, Stylodons, Pterodons, and Carnosaur units. You have a higher ambush chance, so he is like the faction effects are fewer and less powerful, but you will have an awesomely aggressive army with Kroq-Gar. And that makes him quite powerful because in the end you will mostly have like the one main army led by your legendary lord. And now I have to start the clock, forgot that. And for the most part, this can't be said about Mazdamundi. He will have a lot of Temple Guard who will make his army quite powerful, but besides from that, most of his effects are on the campaign map. Now back to the fact where those leaders start. The last defenders start in the Southlands, and even though they have a harder initial challenge because they're forced to conquer like north and south and they're right near to quick head taker, so one major faction, you will have to fight them quite early with both of them, so being quick head taker will be also, I think, in the beginning harder than Master Scroll, but in the end it will be with both of them, you will have conquered the Southlands, and after that, you will most likely run into less enemies. You will have a whole continent for yourself, and that makes it quite powerful, I think, because it's very simple to do that. And after that, you will only need to establish a foothold in this continent. So with Mazdamundi, it's all the whole way around, because you start in the middle of two continents. So you have like the Americas or the New World. To the north you have Nagaron, and there you have Malekith as well as Morathi, both of them. So both playable Dark Elf factions start north of you, and to the south you have Teclis, so one of the High Elf legendary heroes, and Master Skrolk. So you are surrounded to both sides, the north and the south, by two legendary heroes. So Teclis and Skrolk will most likely be at war with each other as well, but yeah, at least you have to work to conquer one whole continent. And the problem with Nagaron, so with the North Nagaron, I think it's called Nagaron, is the kingdom of the Witch King Malekith. But both of them have a diplomatic bonus, so they will be like strong Dark Elf alliance. Most likely they will focus on taking down Tyrion, but later on you will have a problem, because to your north there are only the lands of the Dark Elves, and they are all frozen wastelands. So your populace your populace don't like the climate, so you need warm climate. So everything's sad. Mostly, I think most of you will already know how all this works, and we will see it in the game. So we'll start the campaign. I haven't seen the intros.
Since the days of creation, the reptiles have dominated the jungle continent of Lustria. The ignorant call the creatures Lizardmen. The wise know them as defenders of the world. In ages past, the Old Ones had a plan. But then the stellar gates collapsed, the Old Ones fled, and demons flooded the mortal plane. Led by the Slann, the Lizardmen fought the demons that surged across Lustria. Yet, it was the elves that created the Great Vortex. A swirling maelstrom that siphoned the world of chaos, withering demonkind. The world was saved, but the vortex endures only because it is bolstered by the power of the Slann, via the Great Warding. If the warding should fail, the demons will return.
The forked tongue of Sotek hangs low in the sky. The Slann have felt it. Now I see it. Brighter, clearer. Its hiss disturbs the winds of magic. Look, Targrax, the sacred plaques. One prophecy shines above all others. Vortex of the warm blood. meaning cannot be deciphered. If our master will not wake, we journey to the city of the sun.
So that was nice. I haven't seen any of the um, introduction videos for none of the races. I only the Skaven one because they were part of the ritual teaser they did with all this crazy stuff you have to how you know do to get like little bits of information and screenshots and concept art. But every time I watched like other YouTubers play the game, I skipped all of that. I also skipped like the ritual videos because I haven't seen them. So for you, you can skip them as well because I think after the 20th time it gets boring. But that's the reason why I don't want to see them um, the last week where all the YouTubers were like streaming and putting up videos. I don't even know if now comes everything out because it's 0 FPS, new to YouTubing. That's actually my first YouTube video. I don't like the concept art of the Saurus warriors here. They look too bulky. So I'm an old school fan. Not that old, but I collected like 8th edition Lizardmen. So Norska. Yes, so we have to kick ass. So as I mentioned, I'm new to YouTubing. I don't know when it's good to stream. I have low FPS. I have a quite old computer. It's like 2 years old and wasn't like high tech when I bought it. And I already ordered a new motherboard. Oh no, please don't do any advice. None. Text only. Minimal. I don't know why you can't shut down. So we already have 2 missions. The first is to ensure that one of the following buildings have been constructed in Kroq-Gar. So temple precinct. and capture or occupy a settlement belonging to the following faction: Skeggi. So the once so famous Norscan tribe of the Skeggi, I think they are also called the Skeggi. It's not only the settlement. They traveled all the way from Norska, which is like, I remember it's on the map. Nice. I don't like the fact that Oscar isn't like a playable faction, but well, we will get the combined map. That would be the most awesome thing this game will ever happen to this game. So special buildings. We have to build building. Was it that? Yeah, hexagonal temple precinct. I would say. Do we want to build it? It's 2000. So we have the skin quarters. It's quite good. We can build this Horus warrior thing. They're quite expensive, but I think that for now we can do a money generating thing. When I remember correctly, we can't do any research because we need certain buildings for it. So that would unlock one building. This one as well. So we have 2000. You would do that because it will give me growth and generate some income, and 500. So 3,000 left. So I think that's the best point to talk about the fact that I'm no native speaker. So I'm not from England, Australia, or the States. I'm actually German, Germania, and yeah, because of that can be quite funny if I try to pronounce things in English, or I will do a lot of grammar mistakes, and it would be nice that if you notice them and they annoy you hard, and that you put them down with, like, say, you put in front of your comment like grammar mistake, and then I can read it and try to do like cards to remember what I do wrong again and again. So growth is important. One turn. 2,500 left. We will get like. So from what I've know so far is that even though Norska is in the game, they aren't technically Norska, so they have Chaos Marauders, Chaos Warhounds. They are like the old Norska that we have in Warhammer 1 before the DLC. And that's kind of sad, because Norska has quite some awesome units, and it's very funny, and I would have liked for them to be in the game already. So diplomatic status. I've watched 2 YouTubers do a campaign with Lord Mazdamundi, and yeah, they like tried a diplomatic status or tried diplomacy with the Southern Realms, and oh well, this is kind of hard. I don't know if I want to do that. So with Skeggi I'm in war. It's clearly the best thing to do, but they already own one of the provinces of the Settlers Coast, plural. And New World colonies, they are quite friendly, so I think that I can focus down Norska for now, and we'll do like, try at least a non-aggression pack and get some money out of that. Demand very weak, 700. Let's try 900. Let's try 700.
Not in my name.
No? Are you sure? A big mean lizard. Big mean lizard.
Yes.
Oh well, at least 500. For now, it will be quite nice. We have the Skaven, which are around here somewhere. I skipped a lot in the video. We have some orcs. What I think it's quite nice that they have put them in like here, and we have Norska, we have Empire, because the new word colonies are
The Empire.
Empire, as he said himself. Yes, so first part I talked a lot. I finished a round. What do they have? So they have nothing to defend. I think we will simply attack so that we have this battle. I still find it hard to click on the armies sometimes. That annoys me. So yeah, the auto resolve. Auto. Sorry guys, but it's the modern Total War. You don't give a shit and do auto resolve. Yeah, Occupy of course. I don't think that potion of toughness. Well, done my mission, so I got like a bit of money now. That's so new maintain control of one province either by direct ownership or vassals and military alliance. So on you. So we have leveled up. That is something that also makes Mazdamundi harder than Kroq-Gar. Kroq-Gar has an enormous skill tree with such good bonuses. Like he can choose, I think, one alignment to a god who will give him additional bonuses, for instance, for his source infantry. And he has like on the top tier, he has skills for every race there is in the game to get bonuses fighting them. And I think the only ones that are missing are Lizardmen, of course, and the High Elves. So if he wants to invade Ulthuan, which at some point it's like the best idea to do, pointy-eared wizards, strange people. But for now, I think that I will do the same thing and invest in the magic. I know Road Marcher is quite important in the game normally, but we have quite a short distances for now, and later on when we return as well. So we have captured that. With that, building that up. And no, I don't need any help. I know this. So I'm asking, do I still get a lizard, or is it only a bonus for like local armies? So it means like not province-wide, just in this region. That's then not as good as I think it would be. Minimap is always great. So I will but this is quite a nice change. So I always also notice that you can change now more things about this armies you see, all the things you know about them, like how strong they are, how much of a military they have, things like that. That was my cell phone. 10 minutes left. So that's something that most people wouldn't do. So I am a fan of pushing the first provinces, the provinces you conquer early on. So I don't think that to conquer Skegi is a good idea, because It's like right at the corner. Some more skins. I don't know how well they do in battle. I know that a bit of more spears will do well against them. I think. I don't know. They have a lot of marauders most likely. So we will get like some cohorts to just surround them, keep them busy. Our Bastillodon and Mazdamundi are powerful enough to do some damage, and we'll see to that. What I will do is I will go to our borders. First of all, fasten forward. Okay, here's a second army there, which is recruiting. So this is not bad, but I will try to attack him because Cigarette of Dawn is a small village. He has 4 units there, 1 marauders, great weapons, normal marauders, some warhounds. In his army he has a lord, some marauders. He will most likely have mostly marauders and war dogs. Like the typical Norskins they are since Warhammer 1. Annoyingly two-sided, spamming, chaos worshippers. So let's see. So we are getting near to the 30-minute mark, and I get an attack by 2 armies. So I think that I will put a cut here. It would be a slightly shorter video, but it's like an introduction. My first video ever made for YouTube. So see you back in the second part. Bye bye.